everybody, I'm live again. I know you just heard from me, but I just had just say Michael just said something to me and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So the archangels, the angels, they're constantly trying to persuade us to do our part, right? And he asked me to share my story with you so that you could understand a little bit more about why I do what I do, and also to motivate you to do your gift. So your gift could be teaching people how to sew, teaching people, your gift could be music, it could be art, it could be planting, it could be anything. What makes you sing? Each and every one of us, it's like kind of like the avatars, right? I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that movie. I have younger siblings, so I had to watch a lot of animated stuff when I was younger. But it's like each one of us have our avatar. We have our thing, right? And that is our gift. That is the gift, because Archangel Michael is constantly saying, you guys don't have a gift. You guys are a gift. You are a gift to the earth so that you can make the earth more prosperous and help each other ascend. So here's my story. I've always been in the corporate world. I was always in the retail corporate world, and I was going places, guys. I was going places, but I was feeling empty. I was going places, and I was doing a lot of great things. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. And I did a lot. But I was always feeling like there was something missing. And I was always feeling like, this is not really my fulfillment. And finally, after leaving law school, I didn't tell any of my family members that I had continued law school because I didn't want that pressure on me. But I kept working in the corporate retail side of the world. And I just fell into, and my spirit guides were kind of trying to push me out of it. But I kept going because I was like, more money, more this, more that, stability, blah, blah, blah. And which is fine if that's your calling. Like, if you love to be a retail district manager and that's what makes you like super happy, then that's your gift. But for me, that wasn't my gift. My gift was in my lineage. It was in my communicating with my ancestors, in communicating with across the veil, in working with the angels and bringing messages of love, and being a spiritual messenger and healer, and working with the herbs and working with candles and making stuff too, magical things and things that had my ancestral power in them. And for a long time, I didn't step into my gift because I was afraid what other people would think of me. I was afraid of what my friends would think. I was afraid of what society would think. I was afraid of failing and having to go back to my parents and be like, I failed. But then one day I picked up the phone and I told my grandfather, Grandpa, I love doing this whole law thing, but I'm just not sure that it's really for me. I'm not really sure I really want to go into this law thing and be a lawyer and all these other things. And I'm not really sure if that's the path I want to go down. And, and the funny thing is, this whole time, even as I was going through school, I was a store manager at the time for a few different companies. I kept changing jobs like every year. Like, I was a store manager for a different company because I just couldn't find myself. I was just like, where am I supposed to be? And then I also did some internships on the law side, and I found myself liking it but not really loving it. So I was like, Okay, so this makes no sense. So I was told my whole childhood that if I, even though I come from a very, very spiritual family, they wanted me to have all the opportunities possible. So my stepdad, who is an awesome guy, to me, he's my father. He always said to me, go to school because nobody can take your education away from you, and nobody can take that stuff away from you. You go to school and you will die with that education, which I did. I'm so grateful for. I'm so grateful that I went to school. But the whole point of this is that the moment that I was able to step into my gifts was when I stopped caring what other people would think. Those people who matter will not put you down for trying. Those people who matter will not put you down for following your love and your gift. And if there's someone in your life that is trying to force you to stay in this little box, then they're not maybe meant to be in your life right now. You may need to pull away and do your gift and struggle through that till you get to your gift and stepping into it, but you have to be willing to share yourself with the world. The reason I say that is because I used to care about whether people were going to think that I was crazy or that I was taking advantage of people and all of this other stuff, because I've seen a lot of mediums that aren't really, doing it for the right reasons. And I wanted to do it for the right reasons. And I was always worried about what people would think about me. And then when I decided that I wasn't going to care about what people thought about me, I shifted my perspective. I shifted it to, what if someone is about to commit suicide and they hear my message and they are saved from that? What if someone is about to commit something horrific, and because they just they can't find their way in the world, but because I stepped out and I was brave enough to say, look, your angels are there. And I don't care if you think I'm crazy. I know they're there because they speak to me every single day. Then maybe this person can be pulled away from the edge. So maybe your music can bring someone back from the edge of the cliff. Maybe your art can bring someone back from the edge of the cliff. Maybe your plants can bring someone back. I met this lady who is an angel. She her son passed away, and at 4 years old, I actually met her a few weeks ago, right before I went to DR. I met her in St. Augustine, and she does bonsai trees. And what I loved about her story was that she does bonsai trees to honor her son, and that's her gift to the world. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry, but it touches my heart so much, is that she lost something so valuable to her, but yet she finds it in herself every day to help something grow that is in honor of her child. And her child heals and helps heal other people through those bonsai trees, and bring his spirit into each and every one of those homes that those bonsai trees end up in. And it's just, to me, it was just the most beautiful story. For some reason, I was guided to tell her, hey, I'm an angel reader. And I usually don't tell people like in person. I let my angels guide me to say, like, hey, I do this. But I was guided to say to her, I'm an angel reader. And she said, no way, me too. I speak to my son. My son is a little angel, because her son passed before he became an adult in the spiritual world. So he was turned into a guardian angel for her. And she goes, no way, me too. My son is my angel. He talks to me all the time. And he tells me to make these bonsai trees for people. And he told me to quit my job, and that he was going to help me sell enough bonsais to make a living and be happy and be able to find myself. And I was just crying at that point. I was just like, holy moly, this lady really, really speaks to her son. Her son is her angel. And he speaks to her from the other side of the veil and helps her bring her gift to the world. So, moral of the story is, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. Don't worry about those who subtract from your life. Worry about those who add to your life. Blessings to you. Mwah. May the angels, gods, and goddesses bless you always.